Hey guys, M.V.K here, coming to you with a little bit of a real talk vid, but more importantly, kind of a perspective of this year and my perspective of how this year has gone, and also giving you my pack. Your alpha gives you a little bit of advice into the next year. As we move on to the next year, and as we move on to the forthcoming future, let's not fool ourselves in thinking that everything is going to be 2021 and everything's just going to go back to normal. Don't think that. We still have a road ahead of us, and there's going to be some obstacles, and there's going to be some major strategic levels to achieve, but always don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself, and always push to achieve that. 2020 has not been a fruitful year for personally me, as well as probably for everybody out there. We got hit, and it's not just here in the States. We got hit with a global pandemic, and before you start pointing fingers and saying, well, it's this country's fault and it's this country's fault, no, they should have did this. Before you do all that, let's just give thanks that many of us were able to see another Thanksgiving. I'm talking about in the States, another Thanksgiving, a Christmas. We're able to enjoy ourselves to some degree, because in some hindsight, not everybody did. COVID hit, and it hit bad, and there have been people who died, and there were people who suffered, and there are still people who are suffering, and hospitals are overflowing and things like that. So take a little bit of thanks and blessing, and whatever God you pray to, and say thank you. Thank you for letting me see another day. Thank you for keeping my family safe. Thank you for blessing me with another breath of fresh air. That's the best way I can describe it to you guys in hindsight. It has not been a year for a lot of us in terms of the tolls of this pandemic. So we look to other mediums to keep ourselves sane or positive, things like that. For me, family helped, of course helps, but the many hobbies that I done since I was a kid, that also helped. That helped keep the mindset for me at ease, and being around positive people also helped. That's why I always would tell you guys to stay positive. No matter what we're going through with this pandemic, just try to stay positive. Yes, this year has not been very well. It has not. A lot of things I had planned for this year went up in smoke because of this situation. I had planned my conventions, what I was gonna hit this year. Didn't hit any of them because the pandemic hit. But I still stayed positive. I had planned to head down to Philly to meet somebody and express myself to her, but the pandemic hit and it messed up everything, but I still stayed positive. And that was the best thing that I can do. Hearing friends talk about the situation as well, it's kind of hard, because you want to keep yourself positive and also spread that positivity, and sometimes it doesn't always work, because that person may be going through something that you're not, and you can't really believe in it. So it does help. That staying positive does help. That's something that I felt about this year, and something that had kept me from just going, oh God, like this, I can't wait. I wish this thing was over, And I've seen the ugliness of this pandemic in terms of the mindset of certain people. I've seen it personally, and it's not pretty. But you can't let that, get to you guys. Life goes on, and you have to go on. The next year is a coming. As I'm recording this, it'll be probably, it's only like an hour left to the next year. But life will go on. You keep your mind set, and it'll go on. Bruce Lee once said, one of my idols, Bruce Lee once said, life's battles don't always go the way you want it. Those don't always go from the strongest man to the fastest man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. That's something that Bruce Lee said. One of my idols. His philosophies always kind of help me as well. One of his greatest philosophies that also was good was in terms of obstacles and never limited yourself, never feeling limited to yourself. That's also, read up on that one too. But the point is, guys, this year is coming to an end. If you have resolutions, those are tough because people try to stick to those resolutions. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But at least try to stay with something that you know you can do. That's one of the things I would say. Try to stay with a resolution that you know you can pull off and be like, okay, I can do that. That always helps too. But if you let yourself kind of sink into that abyss, yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder for you. And sometimes you need that positivity and that positive vibes to help. So I can't thank a lot of people enough whenever I do read comments on vids and I'm hearing people say, hey, thanks for doing this, or thank you because I was having a bad day and this kind of cheered me up. Thank you for talking about this, and it cheered up. I love that you talk about your hobbies and it cheered you up, and it's showcasing your family. It cheered me up. It made me feel good. So that always humbles me, and it's the humbleness from you guys that helps me when I do the projects that I do and the creativity that I do. So you keep that going. So with that being said, guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, or night, I should say. Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next year with some more craziness and still being who I am, and the positive vibes will continue to blast towards you. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. So as always, to my pack, your alpha says peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, and I will see you guys next time, or next year officially.